Okay. Hi, everyone!
Hello!
It's been 100 years since we filmed.
It really has been a while. It's been like a month since I've seen Rita last. It really has been a while. You were sick for a very long time and then you were traveling.
Yeah, the sickness really laid me out. And then we were doing like some heavy work at work that like really also got me tired. But anyway, we are all Fluff No Filler. I'm Rita.
I'm Alaina.
And we're here to talk about podcast knitting things.
Yeah. I have two brain cells to rub together right now, apparently.
No,
you're heavily jet lagged. I'm tired. I don't know.
So we're going to be here. We are going to be talking about what we've knitted, some acquisitions. I just came back from Europe, so gave her some birthday gifts. And, oh yeah, we are on the traditional lands of the Coast Salish people. Coast Salish peoples. Yeah, very grateful to be here.
Happy to be here.
It's been nice. Okay.
Anyways, tell me about what you're wearing.
Okay. Well, what I'm wearing is also a finished object.
Was this not finished in the last episode?
I don't think so.
It really has been a long time.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure if I am talking about this again, I'm sorry, but it's also on my body, so it still counts as what I'm wearing. Winter's Pullover by Ozetta with Big Little Yarn Co. Baker's Assistant, held with, I can't remember the name of the fluffy story. I think it might be Cumulus. But I think the color is called like natural.
Yeah, it's like a white cream color.
Yeah, I think I swatched this particular stuff with multiple white creamy mohairs because I really wanted to match the cream color to like soften it and blend it a little bit more. Obviously, camera, you can see the colors like a lot sharper.
Yeah.
But in person, it's blended a little bit more. I did not alternate. I just kept one skein. I was like, I'm lazy, and I said this was going to be like my aggressively handmade piece. So like, I didn't care if there was going to be like a lot of pooling or differences between the skeins. I think I made the sleeves a little too long.
I think they're aggressively cozy.
Yeah. It's just when I'm walking around, they like extend like past my fingers. Yeah. And if it's really bothering me, I'll like cuff them. But when I'm sitting around and wanting to be very warm, this is like so cozy and soft, and I love it, and I just feel very comfortable in it. So I love it. I don't know if I would knit another one just for the purpose of it's such a. I don't know, why would I need two, like, super thick, heavy turtlenecks? Not because the pattern was hard or anything.
I think if we lived somewhere that had, like, a lot more snow and had, like, very consistent winters, like, this has been a really warm winter for Seattle, like, I feel like I've had very little time, actually, to wear, like, heavier sweaters, but, like, if I lived somewhere colder, like, I might have more reason to have, like, a lot of big, heavy sweaters, but, like,
I still might want something more structured than this.
Yeah.
Because it's so oversized.
I think I was eyeballing that, but with, like, a knitting for all of, like, heavy merino, just to have a little bit more, like, structure. But,
oh, that's true. Maybe it's because the yarns I chose of the drape is so loose that it's not, like, I don't necessarily feel put together or, like, elegant. I don't know. I just feel cozy, which is good. Which is what I wanted.
Yeah. Well, I am wearing a finished object. This was, I think, just a twinkle in my eye the last time we podcasted. This is the Colvin DK by Julie Hoover. It is
Julie Hoover.
It is knit flat in pieces from the bottom up, and I smashed through this a lot faster than I thought I would. In my mind, I was like, this is charcoal. This is a charcoal gray sweater. In truth, it really is just kind of like a black sweater. It's like an almost black sweater.
It's an almost black sweater.
Yeah. So I knit this with 2 strands of yarn held together. It is Tynn Pure Gynt. I think the color is 1088 from Sandnes Garn, and then a knitting for olive, soft silk mohair, and midnight. I had originally bought these for a brioche petite knit cardigan, and then just like I think I swatched. I didn't like quite get gauge, and was just like. I didn't really want to knit it at the time, but I had just knit that Lynx vest, Lynx cardigan, the whole Lynx series from Rebecca Clow, and the gauge for that was identical, and I had hit gauge in the flat parts, and this is all flat, and I was like, cool. So I hadn't even swatched for this. I mean, technically, I think the vest was just like a very large swatch, and so I was just able to start right in on the project. And I think it's like a really beautifully designed sweater pattern. It's got like this you're not going to see anything because it's dark. It's beautiful, like shoulder shaping up at the back or the top of the back. It's got like a very subtle high-low hem. It's like nice and long, and usually I'm like on the, like I want something usually ending here, but like I've tried this on with a lot of my different pants. I have a new skirt, and like it all just looks like really nice with this sweater. I'm feeling very smug about it. I think the only mod I made was to add a little bit more length right before I started the shoulder cap shaping for this. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. It was like a really chill knit. It's just like a lot of stock in it, and like every so often there's like a little bit of shaping, but it's just like flat knitting, and it was really nice to be able to like pick up when my hands were hurting from another finished object that I'm not actually even sure I can talk about.
Okay.
But I have the swatch for that, and the information is on my Ravelry. I'm just like, I want to be like very careful. I think it's on display at the store, but it was a sample. Anyways, I used a size 6 needle for the stockinette and then a size 5 for the ribbing. I think my only gripe about the sweater, and it's not an issue with the pattern itself, because it is designed for like a true DK weight yarn rather than like Merino plus Mohair, is that like I feel the like ribbed edges are like a little, I don't know if loose is the right word, but they don't feel as like structured as I'd like. They're like a little sheer, a little see-through, just from like the, I don't know. It didn't feel like quite the right needle size, but I also didn't want to size down too significantly and like really affect like the stretch, because I didn't want all of the ribbed edges to be too tight. I think the pattern also calls for like a mock neck or maybe a turtleneck, and I just knit a folded crew neck collar. It's just whip stitched underneath in case I changed my mind, but the crew neck or the mock neck did look nice. I just think I'll get more use out of a crew neck. And I've gotten to wear it a couple of times. It's pretty warm, but I like the fabric. It has like a little bit of scratch. The Tynn has a little bit of scratch, but it's not like a bad scratch. I don't know how to explain this to like someone else who doesn't like wear a lot of like wool. Not that you don't, but like to Colin, trying to explain to my husband, like a pleasant scratch, and he's very sensitive skin wise, and that makes him want to crawl out of his skin entirely. But I'm really happy with this project. I think I will knit another one. I just need to decide what yarn and what color. I feel like I'm wanting to focus more on like staple basic knits right now, or at least like mostly. And like this is like the perfect shape for me. I think maybe I want like the sleeve is a little skinny, but it's not like bad skinny. But I also feel like in order to have it a wider sleeve, I'd have to fuss with the shaping and the like armhole a lot more, and I don't want to keep it in it. The seaming process I thought was going to be a lot more painful than it actually was, because the last time I did a seam sweater, also by Julie Hoover, it was not a fun experience for me, but that was like, I had been knitting for like a year, and that was my first seam sweater, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. What is a backstitch? But this was like fairly straightforward, and I think I took good notes on my end, so I can just pretty easily do it again. But
when you were chatting, the other thing that made me laugh about my sweater is it's so aggressively like a drop shoulder that when I was knitting the sleeve, you do like, you do some like, the sleeve is like from here to here. It's very short. And the sleeve instructions were like, decrease however many times, and then you're done, or you should be done, and then you can do the cuff. And when you looked at it isolated, it was like this long. I was like, "There's what crack are you smoking? Like this is not long enough to be a sleeve for anyone." And then
for ants.
And then I thought about it for a second. I was like, it's because it's so much drop, and then also the cuff's really long.
Every time I have to knit a not dropped shoulder like sleeve, I'm like, this is going forever. Forever. I have been knitting this sleeve for years.
Okay. I have. Well, this was one of mine, so I have 4.
I also have 4 in the swatch.
Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna go for the swatch real fast.
Okay.
This is a sample that I knit for the Mercery on Bainbridge Island. This is another, you guessed it, dark gray knit. The color reads like a little green actually, but as far as I understand, the colorway is supposed to be gray. I just feel like this is like a little
That looks green to me.
I took photos of the yarn when it arrived in case when I sent the sample back, they were like, this is the wrong color. I'm like, this is what you sent me, but I didn't hear anything about the color. And they're like, we love it. And I was like, cool. This was a Cumulus Blouse for the nursery. This is Durham Natura Bernice L double. The fabric is really lovely. I hated the process of knitting with it. It like, I mean, just like with the Mohair, it just doesn't like feed nicely around the needles. But I did it for money, so that was worth it.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, I have a Musselburgh here.
No.
No?
Essential Rib Beanie.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay. I have an Essential Rib Beanie here. Oh!
We have 2 Essential Rib Beanies here.
This, I have a pink one that's the same pattern, and it's the same yarn.
It actually looks a lot like this color now that I think about it.
This? My pink beanie? Oh, it's like a neon
Oh,
pink.
no, if you look at the camera, it looks very similar.
Oh.
It's a neon pink in the camera. Right here. Okay, well, yeah, now it's holographic, but those look like the same color from what I can see.
Yeah, that's actually not too far off. Anyway, this one. I love it. I wear it all the time. Aforementioned bright orange jacket with my thinner beanie. I'm like a walking traffic signal, which is not the vibe I usually want to go for. Like, it's like a one pop of neon is pretty good for me.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, but I really like the thinness that just like this one strand offers. So I was in the store, and it's La Bien-Aimée, I think it was called Yellow Brick Road, and it just, I don't know, I just wanted kind of like a solid thin hat that was mustardy and I could add to a bunch of things. It's kind of neutral. Mm-hmm. There was one mistake here. I'm so mad about it. It's just like
2 little pearl stitches.
Yeah, I did 2 little pearl stitches. But I'm trying to embrace
it's
the
cute.
like
The mark of the handmade.
the Japanese concept of like it's more expensive or like fancy because it's handmade because of this small imperfection. Yeah, I love it. I've worn it a ton. It was a little tight, but my pink one has loosened up a lot, so I was wearing it.
Anticipated doing this in,
Yeah, I was wearing this a bunch when I was in Amsterdam. Keeping warm.
Yeah.
Keeping warm on the bikes.
Well, I also have an essential ribbed beanie. This is...
Did you mean a Musselburgh?
Well, I do also have a Musselburgh hat. I finished 2 hats within like very quick succession of one another. It was like I didn't need 2 hats, but now I have 2 new hats. This was intended for me. I actually don't know if I'm going to keep this one at this point because I tried it on and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this color on me.
Okay.
But this is Explorer Knits Denali sock in the colorway. I think it's You Can Hold Me Like He Held Her, I think. But it's a really beautiful like burgundy with like some lavender, lilac variegation. I didn't alternate or like, swap from like the either end of the skein. I just knit it as it was and it turned out just fine. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that everyone does that, but I didn't want to alternate and I lucked out.
I feel like the Explorer knit ones have been pretty...
This is the second one that I've knit with Denali sock with like a variegated yarn, and it has turned out fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's always going to be the case, but I have been lucky in this instance, these 2 instances. I also tried to knit a Musselburgh with a different skein of like the Explorer Knits yarn, and that like pooled really horribly, and I was mad and I frogged it. Maybe it's the magic of the essential ribbed beanie, but I don't know. But I think I used US 1.5 needles, something like that. I use whatever she recommends in the pattern. For the fingering weight, I use like a 1/4 millimeter larger because I tend to be a slightly tighter knitter. I think this is an adult large. Yeah. Beanie. Okay.
I finally did it, guys. It finally happened. There are 2 of these socks
on the screen. They're so sparkly.
It's not really catching on camera.
That's really sad because the sparkle is really lovely.
They fit on my feet. They were a pain in the ass to knit. I'm emotionally gonna be okay with them at some point. They're still in the naughty bin for me.
I remember you finished like the foot of the first sock and you were going to start on the toe and you had decreased more than I think it wanted to and you were like, ah! And I was like, but does it fit? If so, it's fine.
Because I think I cast on 80 stitches, which is like the extra large or something, so to accommodate for the cables. But I was just like, I don't know, I've knit so many socks that I mentally went down to like the number that I'm used to decreasing for from the gusset to the foot base. Yeah. And then when I was doing the toes, obviously the decreases didn't match up and I was like, wait a second, why if I'm decreasing evenly is one needle have way less stitches than the other one? And then I was like, oh shit. It's like, did I make another mistake? Like, do I have to keep working on these? God. But yeah, they're done. Hooray. They still they remind me of that nail polish that I owned when I was in high school, which is cute. The sparkles are really fun. I probably will be rehoming that yarn to the little box outside of Tea Cozy, and maybe someone who's like an embroiderer and a crafter can adopt it and get joy out of the colors and the sparkles. Yeah, I love the idea of Stellina, but I don't know if I would actually enjoy knitting with it. Yeah, we got that like La Mercerie like it was birthday. Like a birthday. Yeah. And I still haven't knit with it, but it like lives in my head because I'm like, it does. It's beautiful, like light pink with like rainbow tweed and also Stellina. Yeah. Very beautiful yarn. Well, it's funny because it's like I would think that I would hate cables on socks if it had just been this combination that I've been trying to do, but I've knit a lot of cabled socks and I like them. So I think it might be the combo of the Stellina plus. Yeah, I think last time you mentioned that it makes it like a little less stretchy. Yeah, it was really hard to get it onto the cable needle. Like maybe if I had a thinner cable needle, someone I think recommended like I'm using a toothpick. Which maybe would have helped because my cable needle looks like it might be like a size 4 or 5. Like it's pretty thick. Yeah. And I knit on zeros for socks. Oh, this is the main Coast Summer set? Yes. What was the yarn? Woolerton Estates. Yeah, Woolerton Estates. I always call it the branch manager one. Because it has a little dog on it. I think they all have animals on them, all of their bases. But this is the branch manager. The branch manager, got it. It was something Sparkle Edition. Yeah, but it was Woolerton Estate. We bought it when we were in Brooklyn together. I was calling these the New York summer socks, which is hilarious that I finished them like February. But they are complete. This is an actual Musselburgh hat. Opposed to my fake Musselburgh hat. I think this is Explorer Knits. I know it's Explorer Knits Earthy Sock. I think the colorway is Visualization. I think it was one of the Solstice colorways, not this past year, because that was like Butterfly Effect, and I didn't do that box, but it was the year before that. I had cast this on because I was going with my husband to a Street Fighter tournament, like the game, not like fighting in the streets. I feel I have to clarify every time I talk about that. And I needed something stockinette to work on because there's a couple other knitters there, and so we have our judgy little. Stop laughing. I'm just thinking about you brawling in the streets. I'm going to a tournament. Okay, more so than me, can you imagine Colvin doing that? No. There's a couple of knitters there, like girlfriends of players, and so we had our own little, like, judgy little knitting club in the corner, and I needed something that was just... Can't believe they used that move combo. And I needed something stockinette to work on, and so I cast on a Musselburgh hat, and then I finished it, shortly thereafter, and I made the mistake of trying it on after I finished it and was like, oh, I fear that's my color. I fear I love this, and it's not leaving the house. It's beautiful. And then I finished this one the next day, and I was like, well, I didn't need two. I didn't need either of them, but I fear now I have two hats. I don't know. I might need to rehome that one. But this one, I feel it's really cute on me. It's 100% your color. Yeah, it's, I put it on and I was like, oops.
That's on me. This is, I think, an adult large. I knit the fingering weight with a US 3 or 3.25 millimeter needle. Yeah. It's a hat. It's great. I don't have a lot more to say about the Musselburgh hat. We talk about the Musselburgh hat a lot.
Yeah.
Following up now with another pattern we talk a lot about.
You might have seen before.
Yours and mine.
Yeah, we have 3 Jaunties. Okay, this was Jaunty 1. I wore the heck out of this again when I was in Europe.
So chic.
It made me feel very chic. It's like beigey color that went with everything. I think I was trying to find a Jaunty yarn combo that I could cast on that I could bring while traveling, right? Yes, I think so. I can't remember where, but I need one. And so...
Oh, yeah. I remember you having that awful swatch day where you were like, I have tried 17 things and I frogged them all. And I was like, oh, okay, so you're crashing out over there.
And you're like, also it's 10 a.m. How have you cast that many things on? And I'm like, I've been up since 4.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But then I went deep into my yarn bins and remembered that I have no idea why I bought this cashmere.
I know why you bought that.
Oh, you do?
I do. Yeah, you bought that at the Lemon Kid.
Yeah.
You had bought that because I think it was the Percy base, and you had just knit a Sophie scarf and you'd given it to your mom, and you were like, I want a Sophie scarf, and I made you promise to me, we were in a little cafe, I made you promise to me that you were not going to give that one to your mom, and you seemed like, okay, but you weren't sure about it. So you got that for a Sophie scarf. Scarf shawl, it was one word.
I know, it's hard when your mom asks you for things, but... But this was, it was quite a pleasure to knit with, because I think each of those Percy ones are like 25 grams or something. Or 50? I don't know. Something
like that. Yeah. It's dreadfully expensive yarn. It's lovely. Yeah. I think they were discontinuing that base, and so you got it heavily discounted.
Okay. I also just enjoyed that it was like 2 even skeins. So it's like, I could just like knit 1/2 and then, instantly just switch to the next one. And like, there was no thinking, I didn't have to get out scale. And I actually really like the variations in it are like really subtle and quite pretty. It's very soft. It's been like way hardier than I expected. Like it was very punishing weather in Amsterdam sometimes. It was like pouring rain when I was like on a bicycle, and like the wind was pulling everywhere, and I was kind of worried what was going to happen, if it's going to get like, I don't know, felted or anything. But it's just like I would get into the office and I would just lay it on the desk. And it would just dry out, and it's still soft and perfect, and it kept me really warm when I was on my bike and going everywhere. So I'm a big fan of this guy. It's like, get me European chic.
This is also a Jaunty. This is Cardiff Cashmere Classic. I don't remember the colorway. I knit this up a really long time ago. It's been a really long time. I had, I think, 6 balls that I got when we were in Edinburgh. I got at the Fiber Yard. The color is really beautiful, very dynamic, as my cool Gen Z coworker would have said. She was a painter. But it's like a sea green with like a little bit of pink, a little bit of purple. Pretty. It's really lovely. It's quite long. It's funny that you say that you had, you can't see up here. It's funny that you say that it was so easy, because I just finished one skein and I just swapped to the next one. And I had like been weighing my yarn, and I knit past what the pattern told me to, because I was like, I'm not even done with the 3rd skein.
Yeah.
Like, it's silly for me to turn here and, start knitting. So I knit until I had like 1 or 2 grams left of that 3rd skein. And I still ended this gosh dang shawl with like 12 grams of yarn left, like half a ball. And I was like, well, I'm not going back now.
Because it's so long.
It's so long. And were I to frog back, because I think I weighed how much yarn it took, I don't remember now, but it was like 3 grams for a repeat at the furthest point. And I was like, okay, I'm getting like 2, maybe 2 more repeats on either side of the midpoint, if not slightly less than that, and like that's not worth it to me. I will find some other use for this. But I think each skein or each ball had like a slight overage, and that just added up. Because it does weigh just about 150 grams, which is theoretically the amount of yarn that I had, but not actually. But I haven't gotten to wear it. As soon as I finish it, I feel like it was like really warm.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. I was like, it's very large, so I was wondering how you style
I mean, I have mostly just been wearing it like either around the shoulders or I tie it and just look bougie as shit. But yeah, I mean, I haven't been able to wear this one. My other that I knit while we were in Edinburgh is a little bit shorter because I only had 5 balls for some bizarre reason. I was like, yeah, just 5.
Seems right.
5, yeah, that's enough. But yeah, I think we'll see in the fall because I think it's warming up too much for me to be able to wear this. But yeah.
Oh yeah, one fun note about my beige one. I was wearing it when I went to a little restaurant. I think I was in Stephen and Penelope, and I think I bought us some things, but like I didn't really, I don't know, they had like some American brands, and it was more brands that I was familiar with, and I was like, this is not why I'm in Europe.
Right.
And so I think I just bought us some gifts, some 2 project bags, and then I like left. But when I was checking out, I asked the gal, like, where should I go for dinner around here? Because obviously I don't know anything about Amsterdam. And the person was like, oh, like, this is a good restaurant and this is a good restaurant, but like, don't go to any of like the shitty tourist trap places. And I was like,
nope, thank you.
I can't tell what is a shitty tourist trap, like, because like I am not.
I am the shitty tourist, therefore I would be trapped.
Right. So like when I look at something, I'm like, that's a cute building. That must be legitimate. Like, you know, like there's no barometer for me to know what's like legit or what's not.
Right.
So she recommended a great restaurant. It was French. I went and had a wonderful time. I think I got there at like 5. And the person like sat me down, and because also this was like my jet lag day. I think it was Saturday or something. So I was like, I cannot go back to the hotel because I left on Friday.
If I go to the hotel, I will
fall asleep. Yeah, I was like, I left on Friday at like 5, and then I landed in Amsterdam at like 10 a.m. on Saturday. So it's like, you gotta stay awake. And so I sat in the restaurant. She was like, the kitchen only opens at 5:30. And I was like, oh, okay, I can come back. And she's like, no, you can like sit down and like have a drink and like just, you'll only be able to order food at 5:30. I was like, great. Great meal. Bistro Noof, if you're in Amsterdam. And I was wearing this scarf, and then when I went to go check out, I think they had like more staff arriving later because obviously no one needed to be there at 5.
Right.
No one to serve. And the gal was like, oh, is that a Sophie scarf? And I was like, you say this as I'm leaving? I could have been talking to you the whole time about yarn. But I was like, no, it's the Jaunty, da-da-da. And so hopefully we have spread the Jaunty love.
Yeah. Well, I actually don't mean to break up the Jaunty love. I just realized I have one other project that fell on the floor. This is technically not a Sophie scarf. I've been calling it the Faux-phie scarf because I didn't buy the Sophie scarf pattern, but I know how to look at things with my eyeballs and guess. And it's very long. I feel like the striping is really weird. It is ritualized Maven. It is one of their club colorways, and I don't remember the name to it, and I've canceled my club membership because I was like, I don't need to be a part of this anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I will give it away to someone. I don't think I want the Sophie scarf in my It's fine. I just I don't know how to wear it. I think this is cute, and then I think my husband would be like, oh, you look like you're going to join Expedition 33. This is his way of saying, oh, you look very French, but
yeah,
it's fine. I just I think it's also the striping. It was a slightly variegated, and it's zebra striped down here.
It's very beachy.
Yeah, I like the color. I like theoretically the color on me next to my face, but I don't think I actually like it that much. So that'll go to a good home someday.
Yep.
But I've been storing it all rolled up in a little croissant.
Because it's the best way.
Yeah, that's the only way to store a Sophie. Is croissant. But this is my Faux-phie.
I love it.
I was calling it Faux Sophie, and then I was like, Faux-phie is right there. Faux-phie is right there.
How could I not?
There is a scarf pattern, I think, called the Simple Thing on Ravelry, which is basically the Sophie scarf, but free. And I think I looked at that and was like, So I think that was for a DK weight. Croissant covered in dog hair because they found the flower at home. Ta-da!
Okay, my last project. Back to Jaunty.
More Jaunty.
More Jaunty. This beautiful.
This blue is breathtaking.
Yeah, love it. It is the Petite Knit Sunday. I know. And then
From Sandnes Garn.
From Sandnes Garn.
This is blue, like BLOO.
Yeah.
Like blue.
Yeah, it's like
so aggressive.
like
I love this color.
Slurpy blue raspberry.
Yes.
Like when your tongue gets blue.
Oh my god.
And then La Bien-Aimée Kumo in, I think, Martine Blue or something.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. I can't remember the numbers for this, the Petite Knit Sandnes Garden stuff. But I have this because my friend Vanchi asked, I don't know, I think I offered to knit her a hat. She really likes beanies, and we were...
It's on Musselburgh finish up shed.
Oh, was that a muscle?
I thought that was a Musselburgh.
Okay, I can't remember. Yes, I think you're right.
So I remember we were talking to Katie about it at the Super Bowl watch party. Go Seahawks.
And yeah, so she bought the yarn and for her hat, and then I knit it, and she wanted it really short. She has a tiny head, and B, like the style that she wanted was like not necessarily even
she wanted a fuckboy beanie.
Yeah, I guess. And so, but like in this specific color, I was like, okay, like I can make that for you. And then I had a ton left over, and so that one morning when I was like, I've been away since 4 and I've cast on like 17 scarves. Like one was this. And I started knitting it, and I was like, "Oh Lord, this is nice." But I knew for like the amount of yarn that I had left over wasn't going to be enough to like make
anything.
Yeah,
significant length.
Right, like it might have ended like I think I ran out of that yarn like here, you know.
Yeah.
So I had to go buy another skein of the Sandnes Garn and the Kumo, which I was glad that she still had. I think 4 skeins of this color left. So I grabbed one, and then the person who was working at Tea Cozy like was touching it and was like, damn it. Like, I might have to make one now too. And I was like, it's really nice. So this was my travel project. I was knitting on this and watching the pit in my Amsterdam hotel.
Oh, this information.
Yeah. And when I think I finished it basically on the flight. I had like this much left, and when I got through like border patrol or the border crossing, and I was like, I'll finish that when I get home. And then I weaved in all the ends and blocked it, and it smells like that delicious soap.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm very excited to wear this.
Filled with Surrey alpaca now. Hope my doctor finds that in a week. This is blue stuff up there.
Have you been snorting ices? But yeah, it was really funny because the Kumo leaves like little hairs, and so on the white of the hotel bed, there's like all these little tiny blue hairs. They're like,
what happened to the Cookie Monster up here?
So that was funny.
This is really cool because I feel like, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but like, so the color of the Sunday is a little lighter and the Kumo is a little darker, and I feel like it's serving to give it like a lot of like depth, which is I think my favorite like lace weight plus lace weight plus fingering weight is that, because I think it gives a lot of depth.
Yeah. So I'm so excited to wear this. I was gonna wear it today, but to like the gym this morning, but then I wanted Alaina to see it in all its glory.
Live react.
Live.
So I have
so
3
now we're on
whips and then a couple of swatches.
Okay, I only have 3.
Okay, so we have the same number.
Oh, sorry. Yes, we have the same number.
You're so pretty. I'm so tired.
Wait, we've had like the same number for everything. This is great. Oh, the other thing is, no, I'll just flash a photo of Givenchy with the hat on, because that's another finished object.
Yeah. So you actually had more finished objects than me.
Well, I was thinking with the
Oh yeah, you're right. That's fair.
Faux-phie.
And my the secret sample knit.
Yeah.
That's a secret sample knit. This is, I am working on the Arches blouse by Audro. Lost flank of something. In Knitting for Olive.
So pretty.
Soft Silk Mohair and the Merino, both in the color Elderflower.
Damn.
The shoulder decrease or the shoulder increase detail on this is what really drew me to it. She has a couple patterns that I think are functionally the same construction but at different gauges, and this is the blouse version. It'll have a sleeve. I think I'm going to modify it and add a little bit of short row shaping just because from I think both her photo and like one of the finished objects, it looks like maybe there's something weird happening at the underarm, just slightly too much fabric. So I think short rows will help kind of turn the shoulder cap a little bit and help, but I'm excited. I like blasted through this and then it's just been like slowly working on this. It was a project that I was working on while I was playing that game that I was telling you about, because there was like, you know, some cutscenes and dialogue and I was just like, maybe working another round. Yeah, not a whole lot to say about this. It has been like a really interesting construction. The increased detail, it doesn't really happen the way that I had anticipated it to happen. It's like kind of cabled, but like it was really fun. It was like I had to definitely follow it line by line for the first bit, and then once it connected in the round, I was like, I see how this is coming together now. I understand. I'm not stupid. Yeah. I think it'll be
really nice.
Nice, lightweight. Nice. And if I ultimately don't think that I like the elderflower color on myself, I can probably dye it.
Oh, yeah.
If I really feel bold enough. I don't know if I will. But theoretically, I could dye this.
It's something that I think about sometimes when I'm like, oh, I like this yarn, but like the color's not me anymore. Could I dye it?
I feel like I saw, I don't know if it was, it might have, it was either just actually on Ravelry or it was on, I don't know, some Reddit. Someone was like, I like to knit with colorful yarn, but I don't like to wear it. I wear a lot of black. So what I do is she buys the colorful yarn, she knits with the colorful yarn, and then she dyes it black. And I was like, that's insane, and I love that.
Wow.
That's really expensive to buy the expensive.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, if that's like...
Yeah.
Right? If that's her creativity, then great.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I think I originally bought this yarn to knit a sweater by Morka Knit. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's just like a drop sleeve or drop shoulder, and it has like a cool split with like a asymmetrical hem. And I think just like the color of yarn at like the 20 stitch gauge, I was like, this is gonna look really sheer, and I'm already feeling a little like about the color, and I just like, I set it aside. I still have like, I'm at roughly the same point in the other one, and I will frog that if I need to, but I think I will be fine, and I might even be able to like finish that off with like a little bit of ribbing at the bottom, add like some kind of armhole thing, and call it a day, and also have like a silly little mohair sweater vest, but we'll see. And just working on stash busting again.
Amen. Don't talk to me about my acquisition section. Okay, so this is the thing that I packed and brought to Amsterdam and did not knit on at all.
That's fair, because you had Jaunty.
Because I had the Jaunty, but yeah, did the neck at the sleeve cuff. It's taking a lot longer.
What is this, Rita?
Oh, sorry. This is the Matcha Jumper.
Surely this is the first time we've podcasted ever. Vert knit.
Yeah, vert knit. It's been, I think I talked about this already because I was annoyed at the way she notates.
Written, yeah.
Yeah, but just specifically to like the marker, like it's a little
dot.
It's a little dot in the thing, and instead of, I don't know, it's not how I would have written it. It's not how my brain works. I don't like it. It's annoying. But the sweater looks great.
It does look good.
I am excited. This was the first time I think I've heard people talk about this, but it's like for the cuff, casting on extra. So I kept up to this line, and then I think every 9 stitches or something, like you cast on an extra stitch. And these, I think I'm knitting it on this, the body size for this is like, is it a 2.5?
Oh. Sure.
which is like why it's been so annoying to like knit the cuff specifically, because I have long 2.5s because I bought them for another project. I recently, for Christmas, got a 4-inch set, which made knitting this sleeve so much better. Great. I'm very grateful that Nathan bought that for me. But I don't have a short 2.5. So when I was trying to figure out my perfect sock thing, I think I bought a bunch of the Ysolda like lace weight sets. So I have like 2 small ones. So there's this like tiny 2.5.
Dainty.
So like it's like hard to knit with. I don't know. And I could go to Magic Loop, but like that's feeling annoying too. So I've just kind of been like, okay, the cuffs are just going to be kind of slow. And like that's fine. And I might have to take breaks. But I tried it on last night and like it ended maybe about here. And you're supposed to knit like 16 centimeters. And so I'm hopeful that's so much. I'm hopeful that maybe once I block it that it might relax a little bit more and then hit at the right length, because with how small this like knitting is, I want it to look more like elegant. So I don't want it to be like, you know, cozy. It's like oh yeah, it's like you're fitting at this perfect length and you got that custom made.
Yeah, your dainty chocolate matcha sweater.
Yeah.
I remember you crashing out, is not the right word. You spent a lot of time looking at the neck, trying to decide how you wanted that to fit. That was a long conversation.
I was very sick and just at home, and I think very motivated to knit this because I didn't want to cast anything on because I didn't have any brain to do that. But I think there were 2 options, and it's like, keep it. There are 3 ways to knit this. It's like knit it to the point,
mock neck,
do folded neck, and then keep it to the point, do the mock neck, or double that, and then fold it in. And I was like, I had gotten to the point where it's like, okay, do we get here? Do I fold it in, or do I leave it here, or do I go here? So it's just like, I don't know. It was hard to decide. I think I texted you and Katie because I was like, I don't know what to do, like hell. But I was just sending people photos of like what it looked like if it was like this, what it looked like if it was folded over, and it was hard to capture because it's such a dark color.
Yeah.
And then I think you were like, shit, both look good. And Katie was like, she was so cute. She was like, is it gonna be short sleeve or long sleeve? Because like it just like. I didn't have any of the other sleeves, so it looked like it was just like maybe gonna be dainty. And she's like, I would fold it over, but that's just me. And I was like, great, somebody made a decision. We're going with that one.
I feel like I offered 2 good points, which were like, we're not gonna have a lot of weather for big cozy turtleneck, and you've already got big cozy turtleneck here. That's not true. That this isn't like slightly finer detail cozy neck.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, no, I mean, you were helpful. You helped me think through things. No, it was just like
but it was Katie.
She was just like, I would fold it over. I don't know.
I do love a little folded neckline.
Yeah, and you said it both were good, and then she had 1 point in voting, and I was like, all right, great.
Perfect.
So yes, but I am having a lot of fun knitting on it, and Nathan and I were binging The Pit this weekend. Because I watched the full season when I was in Amsterdam and on the airplane back. And I think I was texting about it. I was like, I'm stuck. I'm watching The Pit and I can't go to sleep. I was like, I'm addicted. And he's like, oh, is it like that good? Should we watch it together? And I was like, you want to watch a television show?
You want to watch The Pit with me?
Yeah. So like... we were both like all tired this weekend and just binging The Pit, and I was just knitting on this sleeve, and it's been perfect. I don't think I talked about the yarn, but I think I talked about it last season.
Last season?
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with that.
Last season on All Fluff, no filler.
Lemon Kid. Knitting for Olive. This was the stuff that I was like, I need a brown sweater. I'm buying it today.
You need a brown sweater. You need a brown sweater right now. Yeah. You're casting it on. You were really motivated to cast it on immediately.
And I remember the Knitting for Olive was out because
it was right after Black Friday.
It was right after Black Friday. Yeah. But I have this. I am kind of worried about like the nylon content in it, but
what about the nylon?
Well, I just like things if they're like 100% natural.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
You knit socks with nylon content.
Well, that's because they're socks.
The project in the name is Stash Busting.
Scream!
This is the Spot Sweater Regular by Anvinsel. I'm knitting a like color gradient version. It looks really good on camera.
Goddamn. It also looks really good in person. Like, I don't know what she's like.
I was really worried about this orange being like right across the chest, but I think that actually might be one of my favorite spots. I think it looks so good. I'm knitting a version with a bunch of leftovers and stash skeins. I think I talked about this last time. I had knit like 2 colorwork repeats and was like, yeah, I don't need it to be like a perfect gradient. And then I stopped and I was like, I hate this. Back to the drawing board. So I think I'll do another stash sweater, not another one of these. I did block this because I was like, I don't know where it's gonna sit. I feel like it's like slightly tight across the shoulders. There we go. But I think it will be fine.
Yeah,
I don't know that it's going to be like super wearable in that I don't know that I'm just going to get like so much wear out of this because it's super versatile in the same way that like this is, but I'm really happy with it. I think last I talked about this, it was like maybe up here-ish somewhere, and then there was one evening where I was just like, I want to work on color work, and I smashed through the rest of the like raglan yoke increases.
When you do the sleeve, are you gonna continue?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I will match the sleeve to like what's happening on the body. Why I
Does this go all the way down?
Mm-hmm. I put it on hold because I had like 9 total. 9? I had a good chunk of color set aside for like background, and I have a bunch of mohairs that I'm kind of swapping in and out to kind of fade in a little better. But I realized as I got to this point, I tried it on and I was like, I don't know that I'm gonna want like 9 more repeats of this color work in length and then ribbing. So I don't know if I need to sit on this and think about it. I don't know if I'm going to do 2 more chunks of 3 and then the ribbing, or if I'm going to do like 2, 2, 2 and then ribbing. Because I've got like a light blue, I've got like a light purple, or like a very light purpley gray kind of, I don't even know how to describe the color. And then I've got like a cream, but I don't know what I want to do with that. And then the sleeves are going to be longer than that. The sleeves are going to be longer than the body. So I don't know if the sleeves can stick with the original vision. And then the body, I don't know what to do. I think I just need to like draw it out. An Instagram story and just like color it in, but I need to sit on it and think, so I don't know that I'm going to make a whole lot of progress on it, and that's fine because it's not the weather for a student colorwork sweater at the moment, but fun little update.
Beautiful. I'm
happy with her. It's really fun to see like yarns that I used for other projects getting a little bit of use, and like, I don't know that I've busted any stash with this because...
As is the story.
Well, it's just not using that much of any particular yarn. And so, like, most of these is like, I've still got a lot of this left. What do I do now? And then I bought, I think, a couple...
Make a second one.
What?
I said make a second one.
It would be very tempting to do, like, something very similar color-wise, but just, like, light.
A vest? No.
Okay, I think I just don't know what to do with vests. I put them on, and I'm like, oh, well, my arms will be cool, but I don't really have anything to layer underneath. And so I don't know what to do with a vest. I would love to be maybe not love to be a sweater vest person, but like, theoretically I could be a sweater vest person. I just don't know what to wear with it.
Talking about hats.
We're back. This is the second time I've said this. We were having some technical issues. It turns out the technical issues were in fact technical issues and not technically us being the issue. Anyways, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, we got through most of it.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
And then I went on my whole rant about not knowing how to wear a vest, but yeah,
great.
Anyways.
I needed something portable to take into work. Actually, I'm not sure how I like the fabric turning out.
Is it functionally exactly this?
Well, does it feel thicker to you? Am I crazy? That's what I
Did
mean.
you size down needles, maybe?
No, this is what it's called for in the pattern, but this was before the time in my life where I was actually recording needle size in Ravelry. So when I went...
But this is a worsted weight yarn, and the Sophie calls for like a sport adjacent.
Oh, is that what I'm doing wrong? Okay.
Yeah, I would size up the needle. I don't know what
great.
you get the original with, but like maybe a 6. This does feel dense.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not bad, and I think it'll relax, but like.
But I wanted it. I liked how fluffy and light it felt before, and it doesn't feel that way right now. But that's fine. I mean, this is like.
You frogged that original Sophie so many times, and I was like, "What is wrong with you, lady?"
No, what was wrong with me is I didn't really know how to read the edging, and so anytime I made even a single mistake, I had to pull it all the way back and restarted it. So like that's just what I did anyway. So
that's horrifying.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was talking about with the gal who works at the bar in Amsterdam. Oh, because she was like, I was like,
best friend.
Yeah. I was like, she was like, Ozetta Sophie Scarf. I was like, no, it's a Jaunty. But then we're talking about Sophie Scarf, and she's like, it's been taking me so long because I think she was just starting to learn to knit. And I was like, the first Sophie Scarf I knit, like I ripped it back like 7 times and like re-knit it, and it was just like I had to knit from the beginning till the end perfectly because I literally couldn't make a mistake because I didn't know how to fix it. Anyway, I will start this again, and it's not a big deal because it's gonna take like 2 seconds. But
yeah, my Faux-phie knit up really fast. It was like at most 2 days of knitting.
Woolfolk Far, Sophie Scarf, color 40.
They're beautiful, like nothing gray, purple.
Yeah.
I don't think purple is the right word at all, but...
This is the one that Alaina was referring to that I gave to my mother. I had one, and I think I was wearing it when I went and visited her in Montreal. And I think it was cold out, or she asked if she could borrow it or something, and then she put it on and was like, oh my god, it's so nice. Can I have it? And I was like, okay, fine.
To some degree, like, what I remember the interaction being like, this is mine now, and you were like, okay.
Oh, does that make, I don't know.
Sounds about right. You wore it like twice, and then you were like, it's gone.
Actually, I wore it a bunch because I was styling it a bunch. I remember having a good time. But I also knew that it was fine because I had another skein basically sitting in up there, but just needed to knit it. So anyway, I will be frogging this and doing it again in different needles. I meant to bring it so you could tell me what I was doing wrong because I was like, this does not feel the same and I don't like it. And why?
Is that what you were knitting on the one that you had to grab upstairs?
No, that was the brown matcha. I know.
Okay, well, this is my last whip. This is the Super Basic Tee by Oh What a Knit. And I've put a lot of work into this. This is teeny tiny gauge. This is a 30 stitch over 4 inches gauge.
That's miniature.
Lovely. I'm knitting this on 2.5s or 3 millimeter needles. Actually, like, it's going well. This is like 3 weeks worth of work. Like, I'm a good chunk of the way through the body. I think I need like another 1.5 inches in the body, and then there's like a couple inches of decreases, and then the hem. So I've still got like 4 more inches on the body left to knit. But I'm gonna start on sleeves. I need to sew the neckline down. You can see I've got it just kind of pinned down because I wanted to make sure that it looked all right. But so I cast this on and I knit all of the back panel down with one ball of yarn. And then I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to finish the front with the rest of this ball of yarn. So I started a new ball of yarn. And I made it through the front easily with the ball of yarn. That was fine. And then I was like, well, I would like to finish the rest of this ball of yarn before I start on anything else. And this yarn, Pearl Soho, Cattail Silk, is about 600 yards for a ball of yarn. And so that first full ball of yarn, not including the back, took me through the front and then like 6 inches into the body. I just kept knitting on this and it felt like it was never going to end. I was like, what do I do?
It just keeps
What
going.
do I do? I want to work on like a different part of this, but I don't want to be attached to multiple different balls of yarn. Finally, I finished it yesterday, and then I picked up and blasted through the neckband because I was like, we gotta put in some work on this. This was supposed to be a project. I have like a surgery, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know if there is a word for what I'm looking for. This is not like plastic surgery. It's like
Oh yeah. It's like
procedure.
Yeah, to like help you breathe.
Yeah.
And a deviated septum.
Yeah, septoplasty. And so I was like, I'm gonna want something just plain stockinette in the round. I didn't think it would take me so long and so far into the body. So I'm gonna take this with me when we're traveling this weekend for a wedding. I'm gonna work on the sleeves, and then I'll probably be done with this by the next time. This stupid project. I've had a great time. I love a small gauge project. The yarn, as I mentioned, is Pearl Soho Cattail Silk. The colorway I'm using is Flower Field Charcoal, which is dark gray, you guessed it. And then it's got these tweedy bits that are like white, yellow, red, and blue. It's a really lovely fabric. It feels very nice. It feels very similar to the Knitting for Olive Pure Silk. Kind of like it's like a raw silk. It's not a like slinky. I think it will have a really lovely fluid drape to it when it's done, but I don't think it's going to be like a dressy garment. It's fine. This yarn is like like I started knitting in 2020, and I'm pretty sure I bought this in 2020.
Yeah.
I bought this for like the Julie Hoover Sayer tank, and every time I went to cast it on, I bought 3 skeins because that was what was required. That was the amount given in the pattern for the size that I would have knit. And every time I went to cast it on, I was like, oh right, I was going to modify this because it's like, the Sayer tank is like both very long and it's got some A-line shaping, and I wanted it to be like slightly more cropped and like no shaping, and I also want to do a folded hem, and I was just like, I don't have the brain cells to think about all of the details. It's not like how to do it, because I know how to do it. It's just like I don't want to make decisions, and I wanted to just cast on, and so it just lived in my stash for a very long time. And then I was like, you know, I've been eyeballing this pattern. It's just a boxy t-shirt, and you love that stuff. And so I cast it on, I swatched, I cast on, and it's been great. I think my row gauge is a little off from the pattern, so I've had to add a couple of extra rows in some spots, but otherwise it's been a really chill knit. It's gone a lot faster than I expected it to, given the aforementioned teeny tiny gauge.
2.5.
But it looks really good. I'm happy with it. I think the neckline's gonna look awesome once I sew it down.
Just like working with a 2.5s on my chocolate matcha on the cuff.
I'm like
doing a
thicker
whole
of a pattern, or that's a lot like thicker of a yarn combo with the fluff from the Mohair. Like, this is nice. It does not like move around my needles as nicely as I'd like it to, but that's largely just because it's, I don't know, it's a really grabby fiber.
Yeah.
It's not like,
slidey.
It's toothy kind of, but not in a like a rustic wool kind of way. It's just toothy, and it's like it's gonna grab on to like the rest of the yarn next to it, and you're like, that's really not what I wanted you to be doing. But I have 3 balls of this, so like 1,800 yards. I don't think I'm gonna need all of that. Actually, at this point, I don't know how much I'm gonna use. But theoretically, I will have like half a ball of yarn left over. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but for not having knit with this yarn for like 6 years after buying it, I am enjoying this project a lot.
Yeah.
And the gray with like primary tweedy flex is really speaking to me. And I regret that I want to knit another one. And I'm not even done with this one, and I want to knit another one.
Next podcast, you'll be seeing her have 3 of them.
Don't tempt me. I feel like one in like the Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino.
Yeah.
I feel like they have a couple of shades of brown that are like a grayish brown. I feel like that would be really nice.
That would be really nice.
So I think the Knitting for Olive Merino would be really lovely. I think the yarn calls for like Woolfolk Tynn, which is like 100% merino, and it's like, if I could afford 10 skeins of that yarn.
I know, that's one of my first
for a t-shirt.
I was like, oh my god.
It's a lovely yarn.
Like wearing that in a t-shirt?
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like a 100% wool t-shirt. Theoretically sounds great. I think it will look a lot more dressy, or it's gonna like vibe-wise feel a lot dressier than it actually is. Yeah. And also, I don't know that like, I say this having knit several like kind of t-shirts, but like I just don't know that like the weather is right. We really have that kind of weather.
I don't know, you have to be into like jackets that go over, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like, granted, I like do a lot of walking to places, so like it's either like I have to throw a jacket on it, or like suddenly it's too hot for me to be wearing this entirely.
Yeah.
Like if it's warm enough for me to not be wearing a jacket, it's probably also too warm for me to be wearing this wool t-shirt. Like, anyways,
yeah.
I will probably stick with silk or like a cotton for that. I'm covered in dog hair, it's fine. And my own hair, actually.
Okay, so I was sick.
I forgot about this!
I was, like I said, I was sick. Oh yeah, I stopped in the middle of, I know.
It's terrifying to me, I cannot believe you.
I just stopped in the middle of a row. Like
that fabric is yummy.
So this is the Other Loops sweater by, this is Other Loops, the tulip loop v-neck. And I think I saw Alaina's purple one and was like, holy fork, I need one. So we went to the yarn store and bought...
You really wanted white? Yeah,
I really wanted a white one. So we bought this... I haven't even wound the other skeins. Because, okay, again, I was sick.
You swatched for that 18 years ago.
Yes, I did swatch for it 18 years ago. But, it's Morocco Ultra Alpaca. And then this is... I don't even know what this is.
That came from me.
Yeah,
and
you
that
gave this
is
to me,
just undyed Surrey from like an Etsy store.
Okay. So I need to wind all of these up. But I wound up 2 to swatch for them back in the day. Have the 2 swatches.
I'm so excited.
And then I was super sick, and I learned from the doctor because I had like a really bad allergic response one time when I was knitting, I think it was that blue Merino.
Cognac.
Yeah, the cognac
and
sweater.
The poppy blue knitting.
And like, my hands got swollen and like were burning, and like my legs and my knees, and I just like was breaking out. I was like, what is happening right now? Because I like have never had allergies. So I finally went to the doctor, like, Zoom Care or whatever, or like Minute Clinic, and they gave me some stuff, and they were like, are you allergic? Like, what have you been doing? Soap, whatever. And I was like, I mean, I've knit with Merino a ton before. Like,
I thought it was the Mohair.
No, sorry, the Mohair.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. I was like, how horrible would it be if I suddenly allergic to Mohair?
That can happen.
It can happen. But I was like,
but to me,
I don't want that. I would be so sad. And then I think I finally went to like an allergist doctor, and they like did all the tests, and they're like, you're not allergic to anything, but your system, I don't know, has some factor in it that is like a lot higher than average. And it's just like, you're not allergic to anything, but when your body decides to react because of this one thing you have, you're gonna have like stronger reactions. So what made sense, because when we were talking about it, it's like I had been sick, so my body was in like immune response.
Right.
And so then when the Mohair was irritating me, and my system just was like, we hate this, oh my god,
get it out of here.
Something else to fight. And so I noticed I was really into the chocolate matcha when I was sick, because it's small, it's nice, I was excited. But because of the Mohair, I noticed my hands were kind of getting bigger, they were feeling itchy, and I was like, oh no, I can't knit on that. But I really wanted to be knitting on a sweater. And so I went into my stash and was like, oh yeah, I had plans for this, and that's Suri, so like we can do that. So cast it on and started it. The one thing that I started to modify is, you can't tell in any of the photos that like she's provided in the pattern, but the start of the back has like,
it's like center cable.
Because you are
short rows
doing the short rows, like she has you do the entire, it's like for ease of instruction, she has you doing the whole short row shaping all the way down to here and then starting the cable. And I was like, it was such a long expanse of like no cable, but you do start doing the like side cable on the smaller ones, that I was like, I can't have that. So I pulled back and then started this earlier. So that's where we're at with it. Again, I'm very into my chocolate matcha one, so this is on the wayside. But since I was really sick, I didn't even cake these at all, which I still need to do. But I also selected it because these are so bulky that to try to get stuff out of my stash.
Lots more space.
Is a lot more space. Well, no, because right now it's like packed in there, and you know, now the yarn is sitting in that container a lot more reasonably, as opposed to like, 6 of these taking up a lot of space. But those are all my whips.
Yeah, that's all my whips.
Okay.
So I can put this back in my bag, and I have a couple of acquisitions.
I have a lot of acquisitions.
I have a couple of fresh acquisitions. The first is we got text. This was a couple of weeks ago, probably close to the last time I saw you. We got texts on a Monday morning from Acorn Street that were like, "We miss you. Here's 10% off," and we fell into the trap that we always do. We're like, "Sweet, let's go to Acorn Street today." We were like leaving the gym. We had made plans. We're gonna go to Din Tai Fung. We're gonna get dumplings and soup, and we're gonna go to Acorn Street. And I made it halfway home before I remembered, oh right, Acorn Street is closed on Mondays. This has happened to us several times.
Every yarn purveyor in Seattle is closed
on
Monday. Like even on Bainbridge Island, they're closed.
Yeah, very rude. And so we ended up going back. The next day we did go to Din Tai Fung and get.
But like also like what business sends you a message being like, come shop?
Come shop, we're closed for that today.
Like, just automate those to come not on Monday.
Yeah. But we did end up going to Cozy, Acorn Street. And I got 2 skeins of this Woolfolk Fleck, which is a sport weight. So the base color is kind of a teal green, and then it's got like bright blue and bright aqua. Look at the yarn. There we go. Bright blue specks.
Or look at me. I don't know.
I bought it, I think, originally for like a scarf, and then I was like, but what about a hat? And now I don't know what I'm doing with it. But it's pretty and it's nice to look at, and I don't know the colorway because I immediately wound it up and was like, I don't need those. I think I have them on a table. There we go.
On that trip,
you have so much yarn on that trip.
I specifically wanted to get some red yarn for that like melt the ice hat, but since I don't know, there's been like a lot of controversy around it, and like I watched a really well-informed video that maybe like I'll link, or I can't quite remember the creator, where I was just like, like is this like a performative action that I don't know. I was there's some like deep thoughts about it that I'm not sure I can really cover and do justice, but these 2 Knitting for Olive colors, Red Currant, and then I also bought this Lane and Novita red.
It's like a nice orange red.
Yeah, because I was really eager to like start that hat and make a bunch of them. This is called Sunset Poppy. Yes. And then I snuck these into my basket. Alaina didn't even notice that I bought these.
I had forgot that she had purchased those. You sent me that yarn, or a picture of that yarn, and I was like, what is that? Like, where did that come from? I know your stash better than I know mine.
Who is she?
There's a lot less to know in your stash than there is in mine.
I also just like very aggressively track it and started since the beginning.
It is really satisfying to like be like, oh, what about this? And to go into your Ravelry stash and be like, meh. And you're like, oh, I used that in something. It's like, well, it's not in your Ravelry stash. So.
Oh, has that happened?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it has. I'm certain.
I'm certain this story is accurate. Juniper Moon Farm, Moonshine Fine. This color is 1027. It's baby alpaca wool, nylon, and silk. And then I think
this is your gentle line.
I've been up since 4 a.m. Jaunty streak. This got started, and I didn't like what it was knitting up into, but I really like this yarn. I'm not sure what I want to do with it. That's what I was thinking about. I was trying to find a pattern because there's 2. I don't know. Yes, but so that was stuff that I got on that one day when we went to Acorn Street. My brain also wanted to say tea cozy. Not very helpful.
So my brain autofills immediately, and I'm like, that's not what I was trying to say.
I'll quickly go because I was I was very eager for red and ordered this, but I knew it was going to take a little bit because it was coming from the East Coast because it's from Magpie Fibers. So I got Swanky Sock, and then I didn't know that they had this quartet fingering. which I am eager to try. But I love...
Oh, I like the way that feels.
Yeah, I love socks, so I don't think I'll have a trouble trying to use this. I'm thinking about another red cabled pair.
Oh, dreadful.
Yeah,
you don't get enough wear out of the other ones.
I know, because I love them. But I knit those before I knew zeros were better for me.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Lots of red yarn that I will figure out what to do with.
And then I have some goodies from Rita, because it was my birthday. And then she was gone.
Yeah, and sick.
Dreadful. So first is this project bag from Stephen and Penelope, which is a nice like sagey green, and then it says, if I can't bring my yarn, I'm not going.
I just thought of you at the salon.
That's pretty desperately accurate.
Yeah.
And in there I have 2 balls of this Mary Wallen British Breeds in the colorway Thistle. I think it's Thistle.
Yeah, I got a
pretty
similar
purple.
one. Oh yeah, mine's called Russet.
Ooh.
Which you might assume.
Okay, those are also nice together. Like, yeah, that's mine now. And then Rita also.
I mean, if you asserted birthday rights, I would let you.
That's frightening. That's frightening. Where's that white cabled sweater? This is mine.
And you do have to finish knitting it, though.
Okay, I'll wait to assert birthday rights. Rita also very kindly went on a long trek, I understand, in Amsterdam to find some Cardiff Cashmere Classic. This is the colorway 544. I think from online, what I recall is it's called Cristobal or something, but it's like a lovely kind of grayed out navy and right up my alley, and I'm very excited.
I copied.
I want to eat it. It's really good.
I copied. I got us bestie matching sets. This is the russet colored one.
I didn't know we were matching.
Yeah, yeah,
I knew about the bag.
Yeah. So I thought the note also was funny. Funnily enough, I actually used this to go to the spa because I needed a bag to carry my bathing suit.
Perfect.
And I was like, this is all I have.
If I can't bring my yarn, I'm not
to the spa,
going.
I don't know. But yeah, I love it. What I thought was really cute when I was checking out, the lady was like, you won't regret these. These bags are amazing. I was like, wait, can a project bag be that good that you're like, you won't regret this?
I think you were telling me that as I was walking over here, and I was like, I've never regretted a project bag. I love a project bag.
Russet. The color that I got for her was the first thing I grabbed when we were in the store. So the store was called the Off Stop. It was, I think I first went to Stephen and Penelope, and then Hook and Yarn, I think, that are on the same street in the Jordan neighborhood-ish, kind of close to touristy, little up left. And then, like I said, they didn't really have stuff that I was looking for, because I was looking for Cardiff Cashmere. And then another day we had, I don't know, just the morning, but of course the stores are only opening at 10, and I used to be at the office a lot of time for 9 a.m. interviews. So there's one day that we didn't have any, so me and my colleague were like, okay, let's meet at this place, go have, do some work, but also have breakfast and stuff. And then we're going to leave. Our next interview was at 2, and I think it might have been noon. And I was like, Max, can we go to the yarn store? And he was like, yeah, okay. So he went off on his little scooter, and I biked there, but of course I got lost, and it took me a little bit longer to get there. But he went somewhere else and dropped off vintage clothes, and then met me at the yarn store. But then I grabbed this, and I was like, we need this.
You're coming home with me.
Yeah, I was like, I'm getting her Cardiff Cashmere, but she could probably have a surprise yarn and be okay with that.
She could be okay with that.
Yeah. And then I got myself the russet, because it's so
it's
many different tones, and I loved how it had so many different wool types, which was really fun. And then I also got myself some Cardiff Cashmere. I got this in this crazy bright.
Oh my god!
Because I thought this would make a cute little accent piece, right?
I'm gonna cry.
I was just make it bright, make it aggressive. I love
this
it.
This is eye punch.
Yeah.
Pink.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, And then in the off shop, of course, I wanted to get the Amsterdam bags while I was there.
Oh my god.
I know. So, and then it has the
so
little
beautiful.
like logo on it. They had a ton, but they only had one small one, which I was like, what?
I love these Oh Wow Amsterdam, or is it Oh Wow?
Yeah.
Oh Wow Amsterdam bags. They're so nice.
I know. They like feel really thick and hold themselves, but are still like
they also
light
like
enough.
soften a little bit with use.
And this is like my favorite ones for socks. And I was like, every time I frequently have like 2 pairs of socks cast on, and I only have one of these bags.
Oh, right. I bought a second at Fluff that one year and you didn't.
Yeah, because I was like, I have a bag, I'm fine.
That's cute.
It was not fine.
That's cute.
Yeah. But then I couldn't let this like green
that
one
is
go.
a really nice size.
Yeah. Well, I hope like, oh, I didn't even realize it has like pockets on the inside. Okay. Well, we'll figure out what size of project. This is probably really good for jaunties.
In biblical greed right now.
I think those. Well, we'll just have to go when we're back in Amsterdam.
No.
Those are all. I think those are all my acquisitions.
Okay, I thought you were just gonna keep pulling more stuff
No,
out of your bag.
I went a little crazy when I was in Europe. I had to buy. I went thrifting and I went to the yarn store. And I
had to buy a whole new suitcase.
I had to buy a carry-on suitcase, but I have never owned a small rolly one.
Yeah.
So I bought it, and then I got to share good tea with the lady who worked at the Samsonite bag store. Where she was complaining about
tea.
Yeah, she was complaining about Dutch boys. It's fun. It's a good time.
Oh, I have 2 swatches too.
Oh.
These are. One of this is deep stash, one of this is not. This is a swatch I was just watching to see what gauge I would get. This is what I think I was originally planning to knit the Archer's blouse out of, but I wasn't sure that I loved the marling to it, and then I wasn't sure if the like beautiful like cabled kind of look was going to disappear. But this is Focalana Arwetta in a colorway that is probably in my Revelry stash. And then Ching Fiber Veronita, which is like a cashmere silk fluff. I had bought these yarns to use together, and ultimately I don't think I ever swatched them because I don't really like how they look together. I like the swatch is really lovely, but like I don't know if I like the marling enough.
This is nice.
It's very lovely, but I don't know if it would be equally lovely if I just held the Veronita double and did like a really lightweight, like Cumulus style top or sweater.
Yeah.
And like, I spent a lot of money on Veronita yarn, and I would love for it to be like something that I'm really excited about. So I don't know what to do about this. I don't know if I'm going to, I mean, I'm gonna sit on it, but I don't know if I'm going to get a different yarn to use the Veronita because it's dreadfully soft, and I would like for it to be a dreadfully soft thing and not hold it with something that's a little scratchy, but I just don't know if the marling is what I was looking for.
Matcha Jumper?
What you said about the notation, I don't want to touch that.
Well, you saw the pattern. It's
I remember looking at it and being like, okay. I also, like, I have trouble reading lace charts when, like, the decreases. I'm really bad at viewing something and going, like, oh, that's slanting left versus that's slanting right. And so when I think I was naming, like, the Laulu shawl from Sorry, Nordland. There we go. I had to look at the legend every time, and I didn't appreciate that for myself. I feel like if I rewrote the chart but just changed it to literally any other symbol, I could be fine with that. Like, one of them is a slash, kind of, and the other is, like, a smiley face. I could parse that visually, but, like, quickly looking down at the chart,
I know what
like,
you're saying.
I don't...
Which one?
What is that? What is that?
Yeah.
I don't know how I got onto that It's fine.
Matcha Jumper. I was trying to sell you it on that. Just because I felt like I feel like with a turtleneck, the marl could look really classy.
Yeah, I just don't.
Because I agree with the crew neck.
The marl is what I was going for. Is actually the problem. I think I had gotten this to knit the not petite knit, pop knit formation sweater, which is Summerlee has a similar pair of socks or similar stitch pattern. It's like a slipped in front strand, and then it's kind of a mermaid scaly look. It looked really cool. I knit a pair and a half of the socks and was like, I actually hate this, or half a pair, most of a pair, 75% of a pair of socks. One is still living downstairs. I finished the heel. I simply refused to do the rest of it, and it's been 4 years. But anyways, get away from me. This is a swatch of Wee Canny Yarns Kinross 4-ply in the colorway Scots Pine. I bought that when I was in Edinburgh. It is a 100% lamb's wool, and it is dreadfully soft. I'm not going to say it feels exactly like cashmere, but it's cashmere adjacent.
This is really nice and light.
They had a swatch of it in store, and I was like, oh, that's very nice. I think I might knit another hoodie. But I think I want to do something fun and cut out on the back or something.
Sorry, my brain just was overtaken with the thought of a red one for me.
Your brain can be overtaken. We can run with that. Let's go. I'll put on my running shoes. Let's run with that. Yeah, I think I want to knit a hoodie. I feel like that would be a nice project, and the color is really nice. I have been wearing the nonsense out of the first one that I knit, and just it's a really nice layering piece, and I think this would be dreadfully soft.
That would be really good. God damn it. Am I gonna knit this sweater?
Yeah, you could. I mean, what do you want from me? Yeah, I'm very happy with this little swatch. It's bang on gauge too. I was well, I'm kind of obligated to knit it at this point. I was gonna cast on so that I could take it with me while we're traveling, and then I was like, no, I do that right now. It's also, we're going to San Diego for a family wedding, and it's gonna be 75 degrees. I don't want to be knitting with lamb's wool. I want to be knitting with pure silk.
Yeah.
If I go down to the beach and I'm knitting on the project, it's not gonna be lamb's wool. It's gonna be silk. But I think that's everything that I have.
Yep. I think those are all my things. I'm pretty proud that, I guess I still have that water bottle cover thing that has been sitting there forever.
I forgot about that. It doesn't count as a whip anymore if I forgot about it.
Yeah. So, okay. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far.
Thank you, Dana. Bye, Dana.
Dana. I know, it's really weird not to see you in Amsterdam, Dana.
You didn't get to see Dana in Amsterdam?
No, she's in Morocco right now. I know. It's very sad.
That's hurtful.
But she sent Katie a list of things to eat at, and I added them all to Google Maps. So I went to Back to Black. That was fucking delicious. I felt really European. I sat at the little table. I ordered.
Was that the pasta place?
No. This was a coffee shop.
Oh, okay.
It was really cute in there. And I sat at the big table in the middle. There was a bunch of animals around, which was great. I got to pet a dog. And I had a Earl Grey scone with clotted cream and jam and a matcha. And I sat there for an hour, reading Persuasion.
Okay, well, you sound very European.
Yeah, and I was like, this is amazing. I was like, take me here anytime.
Oh my God.
That's why they asked me for directions.
She looks like she would be reading Persuasion in a cool coffee shop.
Yeah, that has an orange cat that lives there. It's cool. Okay, anyway.
Bye.
Okay, bye.